Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so excited. We are here on Nubian Queen Talk Show. I have a beautiful, beautiful guest on tonight that is very special. Beautiful woman of God has so much information that she's packing on tonight. And I'm just grateful that we were able to come on. We are live here on Facebook, we're live on YouTube. And I want to say welcome, welcome, Nubian Kings and Queens. Before we get started doing anything, will you all please take out your time right now, this moment, to go ahead and share this live video? Go ahead and share this video. It's going to be good. This woman of God is a community leader. She's a counselor, advocate for mothers with children that are incarcerated, that's involved in gangs. She's also a television and a radio show host, but a bunch of other things she is into that she is doing. But this here thing about being someone who advocates for mothers who have children that are incarcerated, that are in prison, that are in gangs, like that is big. So that's why I wanted to bring her forth, because her ministry is something really different and it's not like any other. And so, hello, Queen. So, if y'all will go ahead and share this live on tonight, it's going to be really, really good. I want to tell you about thank you for your patience on tonight, but I am so excited for this woman of God and to be bringing her forth, because I want to tell you all something. For those of you who know, may not know, that I did 19 and a half years working at the prison. But it's different when you are a mother who has a son that has been incarcerated or is in a gang. And so this woman of God, she advocates for women and mothers. She ministers to them, encourages them, from that level, from a mother's perspective of someone who's crying out for the children and the youth and that's going to these women of God and saying, hey, I understand. I understand exactly what you're going through. This is the things that I can do to help you to be able to cope with having your child locked up. So I'm excited to bring her before you all. I'm going to introduce to some. I'm going to introduce to others. I'm going to bring this woman of God up, Dr. Yolanda Sherman. Y'all help us share this video on tonight, because this is something that's really different and a unique ministry that you're not going to get like anywhere else. Okay, so if you all will share this video. Okay, we're also on Facebook and we are on YouTube. So I'm going to bring her forth. Hello, Queen. How are you doing, Doctor?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. I'm excited. I thank God. We had some technical difficulties going on, but nevertheless, I give God
Nevertheless,
praise and honor and glory. This has never happened. So, hey, I listen. God still got a work for us to do, even in this short amount of time.
I'm trying to tell you, did we not push through?
Oh yes, we pushed
Did
through
we
this here.
not?
We pushed through. we
Sometimes you just have to, you got to push through, because this is a message that a lot of women need. It's different from when you a mother and your son, is incarcerated and things like that. And this right here is going to be an empowerment, encouragement for those mothers that don't have anyone they can go and talk to. They feel like, oh, he or she is a lost cause, because it's not just with boys. These are women
Yeah,
too that have lost
yeah,
a loved one and things like that. So it's
yeah.
definitely a blessing. So what introduce yourself, tell us a little bit more about yourself, and then we're going to get into that part.
Well, my name is Yolanda Sherman. I'm very, very grateful and thankful to God for this opportunity on today to be able to share some wealth of knowledge and even insight to women, to mothers who are dealing with the fact that their children are in gangs or transitioning out, because it's a battle. I'm a mother of two. I have two sons, Darian and Reginald Sherman Jr. Both of my sons were gang members, and it was a battle. I didn't give up, and I'm still not giving up, and God is still faithful. And so
Amen.
I've been married 33 years to my husband, Mr. Reginald Sherman Sr. I have four beautiful granddaughters, and I have a new grandson on the way. And so I'm excited about the legacy, the future of even my grandchildren. So that's why this route here because it's so hit home. Let me put it like
Right.
this. It's near and
Right.
dear to me because it hit home. So this is
Right.
a personal aim of mine to reach out to mothers, because I know what it is to feel like you've defeated.
Right.
Sometimes it calls you into depression. Sometimes you have questions of wondering why this had to happen. What could I have
Right.
done as a mother to change
Mm,
the trajectory of our children's path? And so for me,
mm.
I take this very, very personal.
It becomes personal when it's your child, you know what I'm saying? And you can advocate, so you can talk from a mother's perspective, like,
Yeah,
and it's just something how, we have so many women that's out there that have had children locked up and incarcerated, and and they just don't have anybody that can advocate, that can talk up for them, that can come to them and still encourage them, because baby, you could have done the best you can. You could have raised them right,
yeah,
maybe giving them more than what you ever had, done the best that you knew how, and they still gonna go their way. You know what I'm saying? They still gonna go
yeah,
because it's still something maybe missing.
yeah.
But I can imagine, y'all, because I don't have that experience, but I can imagine as a mother, you blaming yourself
Oh
for
yeah,
your children going in that direction, but
oh
you
yeah,
said, I did all that I could. But if you are a single mother, this is why I'm trying to tell people, you're a single parent, there is still something missing. That's why it takes a village to help raise a
yes,
child. And it takes somebody
yes,
who's anointed, someone who's special, that see a child going in that direction, that they will bring that child in and minister to them. And it's going to take some time. If it's a male, it's going to take a man. And if it's a female, sometimes it's going to take another female. And then sometimes it takes somebody who done been there to tell them, this ain't you're not about that life. They ain't really what you want, and to just be truthful and honest with them. So for you, like when you say this is personal. Oh yeah, this is personal for
oh
you.
yeah.
So being that, what have been your experience when your babies, joined the gang? And did you know they had joined the gang? Did you see the signs that they were in a gang?
For me, uh now that I've did my research and things like that, because actually when I was in college, I did a study on children and gangs, and the starting point and the things that happen, so I could understand deeper the things they can be drawn into gangs as early as the age of 12 years old.
Come
Uh,
on.
as the age of 12 years old. And a lot of things they become, you see certain colors that they wear, the
Okay.
certain color all the time. For my children, red was the color, red and black,
Blood.
because that represented the blood. They
Jesus.
they were part of the blood. And so I remember, you know they became like isolated, uh just different things. Their demeanor changes. It's not that you're not a good mother or a good father or anything like that. Different peer pressure and things like that, a sense of belonging. Now let me set the record straight. My children never went without.
Come
A
on.
lot of times, because of statistics, they say it's because low income, poverty, being the survival mode that these young people have to get out there and this and that and the other. That wasn't the case for my sons, because they had a roof over their head. They were provided for. So I think a sense of belonging, peer pressure, things like that. We don't watch these kids, and they start gravitating to them like family, and they
Right.
become their family, and you become the enemy. And so,
Woo!
yeah, they become the family, and you become the enemy, and that's what's happening. What happens, but I don't care what statistics say. I'm gonna tell you about the power of God. I'm
Come
gonna tell
on.
you what praying will do. I'm gonna tell you what I remember, when my older son was younger. They had put a hit out on him, and to kill him.
Jesus.
Yeah, to kill him. Yeah, to kill him. And so,
Jesus.
him and my younger son, I just happened to be passing by my younger son's room, and I heard them talking, and something that they just told me to kind of just listen. And so I was listening, and I heard them talking about it, and I was like, oh my God, what in the world is going on here? And so they used to have this, what they call these territories and stuff, where they meet at and gather and this and that and the other. And I had a good friend, I'll never forget, her name was Vicky. We was intercessors. I say, okay, here's what's going on. This is something else right here. And I remember us going over on the territory where they was. She went with the Bible, and we went praying, and this is a true story. And we walked that territory, even spoke to the gang members, fast forwarded, praying, talking to God, and talking to them young men, and shoot, we went praying and declaring some stuff. Until this day, that territory, they busted up that territory. Woo! And nobody's on that territory. I'm just talking about the power of prayer. So many things that I can tell you. In 2013, with my sons, both of them, 2 weeks apart, end up getting arrested. They both went to prison, but I'm gonna tell you, I still fought for my children, and God showed favor. Even in this endeavors, if we had time, I could tell you a whole lot, just being in the midst of, not knowing if somebody gonna come and, shoot up our house and, all kinds of stuff. People don't think that this stuff is real, but let me tell you something. I said, and I'm gonna keep saying, there's nothing like the blood of Jesus. It's nothing like the blood. It's nothing like the blood of Jesus, and God will sustain you. He will keep you. You understand what I'm saying? And I remember years ago going to court with other people's kids, going through the judicial system in my nonprofit organization, Break Free Release Ministries International, and not knowing that years later I was going to be sitting as a mother in the same seat as those mothers, fighting and praying for my kids. And I remember one of the judges telling my son, he was a juvenile, he said, you not fit for society. And they had tried him, and he had a good court-appointed lawyer, because I couldn't afford the bonds and stuff that they had, and the type of money and stuff that they were talking about for the crimes that had been going on. It was major. Eyewitness news, prime time, they was a big boys. Okay. So
okay.
They was in the big leagues. And I'm a preacher, right?
Yep.
Minister of the gospel, mother, community leader, law-abiding citizen. Yay. Jesus. There go your boys. All right. Prime time. Right? Prime time. And so I thank God that his hand was upon them then, and his hand is upon them now. And I remember the lady saying, the court-appointed lawyer, I remember her saying, I'll never forget, with my youngest son, she said, Miss Sherman, she said, we need to let him go to court in the adult system, because if he goes to court, continue to go to court in the child system, you're not gonna see your child for a long time. Wow. And God favored, and he got 8 years deferred probation, and had to go to YMAC. And about 2 months before YMAC, he got into a fight with somebody, and which sent him over to jail, which broke his probationary period of the program. And my son got the 10-year sentence.
Whoa.
Yeah. And then my oldest son, God favored him, and he was on probation and
house arrest or something like that
at that same time.
Okay, how you said he had got what he had probation, and what happened, and what was the other one?
And they dropped it from aggravated robbery to he got theft by something, so they gave him probation, and then he went to prison for evading arrest. So,
Oh
yeah.
wow. So it was almost like they like y'all spoiled. Y'all had it made. And
Yeah.
y'all, trying to outsmart the system, and you was given a chance like probation, and it's like you didn't get in your head like prison and jail's not what you want, and then you violate probation, and then now the time that you have for probation, now you got to do that time in prison.
Well, he got deferred adjudication, and they put him, because my youngest son, remember I have two, and so both of them, one son, my oldest son, went to jail fighting the case. 2 weeks later, because I didn't have $150,000 and well, 15,000 whatever for the bond, 1 month, my youngest son decided that he was going to be a driver, and they was going to come up with money. And so I'm at
Okay.
work, and my brother-in-law was an attorney, and he said, "Where is Darian?" I said, "Well, Darian is in school." So he screenshots me the news, and my baby cling, clang, clang. And I almost passed out because I was already dealing with one case from a previous child. So what I say to mothers, I felt like at one point I was alone. I did. I felt like, because a lot of times people get tired of your baggage. I'm sorry. They get tired of your baggage. I don't care what nobody say, church folks and all. They get tired of carrying your burdens, right? They're going to go with you for so long, and then after that, they want to tell you to dry it up. Get yourself together. But when you're a mother, your babies are your babies, right? They right or wrong. It's not that you're going to uphold the wrong, but they still your seed, your baby, right? And you want the best for them. And so what I'm going to tell mothers, baby, let me tell you something. I don't care what you're facing with your children. You keep praying for them, right? Eventually, if you train them up in the ways of the Lord, because my children, I kept them at church, right? That was a lifestyle. So they strayed away. Don't blame yourself. I did that. And that, me blaming myself, took me to so much depression. I remember riding across a bridge, coming from work, looking at the bridge and wanting to run over the bridge and kill myself. And people don't know, when it comes to your children, when you a mother that really loves, I'm not talking about no mother who, just like, okay, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you give tough love, but you never stop loving your children. You forever want the best for them. Are you hearing me? You always want the best for them no matter what. They can be in the trenches of dirt in their life. You understand what I'm saying? You still, as a mother, want the best for your children. And don't let nobody tell you to stop praying for them. And even when they get in gangs, it messes with their mind, because at one point, they become disrespectful, right? Because you become an enemy. I don't care how much you love them, you become an enemy to them. You become an enemy. And people don't want to tell you this, so pay attention to the signs, them isolating themselves, them wearing the same colors, them chalking up them signs. I know they got H-Town and this town, stuff for the towns that you in, but pay attention to them signs. They got them that represent their codes. Their codes are silent, all right? Them teardrops, that mean that y'all think some people think that's cute. That means that they done murdered somebody. Be careful of this stuff. I had to do my research because my children were deep. So it provoked me to go look deeper into what was going on and doing my own research. And none of us are exempt. None of us are exempt. So I'm going to be an advocate. I'm going to be an advocate for mothers. If you need somebody to talk to, pray with, walk with you, be a sister holding you up, because I'm telling you, it's not easy. Because people, when your children are in gangs, baby, they're going to isolate because they are in fear. So you going to have to walk with God. I'm telling you what I know. They don't want to get in that kind of dirt with you. I'm telling you.
Okay. So I done been up here crying. I'm trying to hold back. I'm trying to hold back snotty tears. Oh my goodness. So you were saying that they are signs when they start to isolate, because now, it's certain things that they're not going to want their mom to know that they've joined a gang and things like that. And we don't know the real reason why they joined, whether it was fun or they wanted the money or they just wanted, that quick, fast cash. Because let me tell you that look of that flashing the money, the cars, the jewelry, being able to buy the things you want and things that it's quick and fast, it's quicker. Because I've had them to say that, what I make in a year, they make in a week. And they say them little $30,000 that you making, for a whole year, we making that in a week, 2 weeks, or maybe a month. You know what I'm saying? By you sitting right here, you working, you out here in this heat, you slay, it's all kind of stuff they would say, and things like that, and they would brag on the money they make. I said, well, yeah, wait, look where it landed you. You here in prison now. Now you may have some money when you get out, but it's not doing you any good, locked up here in prison, but so it can be numerous things, like you said, finding a family, a sense of belonging, and it could start off something innocent of them, like a brotherhood, things like that. And not even knowing that, okay, it's deeper than that, than what you think it is. And then once we get you in, now you show your loyalty, and your faithfulness to us. Because you want to, you said that you want to be with us, you want to hang with us, let us know. So you go out and you do this particular thing. So this is how we get you in. You either get blood in, blood out, but it's a little bit more to it than that. Whether you get beat up and they kick you about half to death, beat you up or whatever, or you go take a life, and that's where the teardrops come in at, because somebody in the family has passed away, and it's a certain side of the face, that the teardrops are on. It could be like you have maybe lost somebody in your family. It's on one side of the face, and on the other side, maybe the lives that you've taken. But like you say, pay attention to those signs. The same color. They say like let's say if they from Miami, everybody know 305, so they could be saying, particular numbers, representing their hometown and things like that. Like you say, even with the gang, even though they're bloods, they may say other things, that what I'm saying, Crips, and it's so many gangs out there. You don't even know how they even got it. But
it's a lot of them out there. There's a lot of them out there, but I'm gonna tell you, there's nothing that's more powerful than prayer,
right?
And God, and the thing about it is, their heart can become hardened, but through prayer and love, even in the dark places, I'm telling you, God, His love, can reach them.
That's right.
And like I say, I know for my sons, it wasn't about no money. Because they had a roof over their head, they were provided for. They didn't, go without anything like that. And sometimes, like a brotherhood, a sense of belonging, it starts out as something innocent. You my brother, I got your back. It's like, before you know it, you in the midst of some. But I thank God that, my son, he my youngest son, he got his trucking license. My oldest son, he got his culinary managements and all of that,
that's right.
Yeah, so I thank God for that. Now my oldest son, he had to bump his head, and he went back to prison again, because when you are a felon, you cannot pack a gun outside of your house,
right?
And so that landed him back. Not that he shot anybody or did anything. It's just that when you are a felon, and so please tell these young men, young girls, if you done been to prison and you tagged as a felon, please, you have a right to protect yourself. keep your pieces in your house and stay out of the mix of trouble. You cannot walk around, even though you're saying, I'm going to protect myself if anybody bother me. According to the law, that is a violation when you're a felon, and if they catch you more than once, you may not have done nothing. It could have been was a traffic stop and had a tail light out or something like that. Anything like that, anything could have happened. It didn't warrant that you did anything. But the fact that you are packing a weapon outside of your house, they can lock you up. They'll warn you. But if you do it again, they can say, okay, we're going to send you to prison because you're not listening. So, I'm telling young people, listen, get your life together. You got too much to offer, and you don't have to let what happened to you define who you are. And for mothers, keep your head up. Our babies, they are close to our heart. We don't want to see them, go the wrong way, get off track. We don't want to see that. But let me tell you something. You just keep loving them. You keep putting them before the Lord, even if they don't want to hear what you have to say or hear nothing about God. I went through that phase too. Don't want to hear nothing about God. And at the end of the day, they find out God is real. God will keep you. God will sustain you. But I encourage mothers, just keep your faith. You don't have to give up on your children, but you don't have to accept, disrespect or anything like that. But you still want to keep them in your prayers.
This has been a beautiful show. And you pretty much, what I was going to ask you to say, if you wanted to say anything to the mothers to encourage them, you pretty much just did it a few minutes ago. So how can, if someone is having a difficult time dealing with or if they may even need, may need help because they don't have the funds, they don't have the finances, they don't have the money to get a lawyer and things like that, are you open to someone coming to you, may ask you some questions and may see if you got some answers to, ways that they can try to, get their baby out and, I'm saying, the things like that. Are you open to people connecting with you to see if you may have some suggestions for them?
Yes, by all means, they can visit my nonprofit organization. It's Break Free Release Ministries International. The website is www.bfrmi.org, or if they want to call the office, it's 832-263-8759. I do support groups, to the mothers and things like that. You need that support. You need somebody who understands, unless you walk in those shoes, you will never understand what it is until you actually walk in those shoes. And I don't regret the path that God has taken me on, because it makes me more sensitive to these children and most sensitive to my sisters and even my brothers, because we going through with our children,
right.
Going through blessings. And so God is faithful. He really is. And like I say, if anybody, feel free that want to reach out. I am a counselor. I am a national board certified Christian counselor. And I do counsel and try to give support to women, to mothers, especially because I know what it is that you feel like, I'm it's a wrap. It's not over. God has a plan for your kids' life, even in the midst of this phase that they're going through. But be prayerful, be watchful, and don't stop loving them. Even if they don't want to hear it, just tell them, baby, I love you. I'm praying for you.
Amen. Thank you for that. Because I was going to ask also, how can they reach out to you, for the support? Because it is It is what's needed. And thank you so much for coming in and staying through all of the tests that we went through before this. So we knew the reason why we could not come in on time is because you had some information for these, and people need breakthrough. Women need to know, that there's someone out there that understands. Like, I'm not gonna look at you funny and sideways or crazy simply because your child is locked up in prison. Your child is not an animal. There's nothing wrong. They just went the wrong way, and there's
Yeah.
still help. And the longest, and no matter what, you continue praying for them. You keep encouraging them. You stay encouraged. Get around people that have been where you're going, because it's something when you feel like you're alone and you don't have
Yeah.
anybody you can talk to. And like you said, you feel like you've been a burden because you're always talking to people about my son, my babies, and I miss them, and crying and trying to stay encouraged. And people don't went up with their life, and things like that. But you are still dealing with that. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot, for women. So thank you so much for your yes. Thank you for coming in and tuning in. And for those of you out there that did share this live video, thank you all so much. This right here is going to be a whole blessing for a lot of women that are out there, and men. And just know that she is here to support in any way that she can. She gave us her contact information, and when we get off, I'm gonna have to get her contact information so I can tag it here. So y'all reach out to her. Is there anything else that you're doing? Do you have any upcoming events? Do you have any other things that you have going on that you would like to share before we move forward?
If anybody's interested in becoming a professional life coach, you can reach out to me. I'll give the information. The website is www.unuenterprises.com. If you're interested in learning how to do radio and TV and so many things, and I have a program where people are restrained in their purpose. And they have a purpose, but they so restrained to man's opinions and their capabilities. You can go to the website. God is just amazing. I'm an author, so yeah. I mean, either website, nonprofit wise, you can see what we're doing out in the community, feeding the homeless, going in the streets. I'm one of the preachers that go out in the street. I love the street. I love
I
the
know that's
community.
right. Oh, goodness.
Either avenue, you can look me up if you're interested in any kind of way of the services or professional services as well.
My God. So as y'all can see, she is a community leader. She's a counselor, advocate for mothers with children involved in gangs. Y'all, she has her own television show. So if y'all want to go on a television show, y'all need to reach out to her. How to get on television, how to get interviewed, y'all, because she's a radio host as well. So if y'all got a story to tell, y'all connect with her, see what she has to offer, so y'all could be a part of what she's doing. If you want to be a life coach, listen. Become a life coach. I'm telling you, life coaching will change your life. It will give you a sense of direction. It'll help you. It's not you're not a counselor or anything like that, but you really can be a help to other people. There are tips, there are great things that you can have so that it can help you become a better you, and to help others become a better them. And it is a business. Life coaching is a business. People need a life coach. I would not be here where I am had I had not started out with a life coach. It wasn't a pastor. It was not, minister. It was someone who was a life coach. And life coach, I went to a life coach. Someone who give me direction when I left the prison, left the ministry, when I needed a sense of direction for my life. So I went to a life coach, and my life coach, helped me out. Her name is Shalita Mira. And so I give praise to God for this woman of God. And then she was a whole blessing for me. Okay, she said, my sister right here. She said, this was a lovely show, Queens. Definitely have to keep our communities in prayer. This is my blood sister, y'all.
Oh, wow.
Yes, ma'am. This is my blood sister. Wow. She's on YouTube. Yes, ma'am. Love my sister. That's what we call ourselves, third. Yes, ma'am, with the THOOTR. That's what we call it, third. And this is my mom, Diane, and Pastor Willa. Yes, ma'am, my blood mother, and Pastor Prophetess Trinetta Powell, the one who, connected us.
Girl.
Yes, ma'am. And this woman that got married, Russell, I'm not sure if she's still here, but she is my pusher. She be pushing me in the back. This woman of God is an encourager, doing some great things. And my queen, Lindsay, Johnny Armstead, we call her Precious. So this has been and then I seen Patricia Robinson, one of our queens too. This is my push in the back, my encourager, my
Wow.
sister's keeper. I'm talking about this woman keep me covered. You hear me? So everybody that's here on today that did comment, but there was a lot of other people that did come on today, here to support you and what you were saying. It has been a blessing. So y'all continue sharing this right here, and especially if y'all know some people that are going through what she's going through right now, share this video, make some clips of it and share it, because this right here is going to bless some people's lives, because we are dealing with this stuff even right now with gangs, and it's on its all-time high. People, young
Yes.
men trying to find they're trying to find a sense of belonging and
Yes.
and a brotherhood and things like that, and they can get caught up into other stuff because it's not, discipline is corrupt. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And everybody want to make some money and somehow, but if they get with mentors, they get with people that can help them
Yes.
cultivate their gifts, we could, but we just got to get them out there. That's all. But
Yes.
woman of God, doctor, thank you so much. I'm telling you, this has blessed my soul. I'm so glad that we pushed through this thing. We were like 20, 30
Yes.
minutes late getting on, but I thank God for us pushing through and you just being patient and and everything. So thank you, because it's been a blessing to me, and I needed to hear this on tonight. And so for
Wow.
those of you kings and queens, don't forget to continue to share. Don't forget to keep coming forward. I do have another beautiful guest that's coming forth, that's going to be on the show, and her title is going to be my name is not Leah. My name is not Leah. We know who Leah was in the Bible, but it's,
Wow.
oh my goodness, it's going to be so good. And so y'all think, when we have people on these shows, these people have powerful testimonies. They have stories to tell. If you have a story that you want to tell, if you have a story like Dr. Sherman, you have a story you want to tell, connect with me. Let's get on here and let's talk about it. To put it out there, you think you don't have a story to tell, you think your story is not going to bless people, it is going to bless someone. Listen to Doctor. She said, I got my two babies, my two men that I love, and they had these things to go, and they had everything. So you can't sit there and say the statistics, not having a dad. She's been married 30 something years. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like there's been a man around. They've had things, So it's just so many different things, and it takes a village. It's, you said, oh,
Correct.
just a
It
husband and
do.
wife home. It takes a whole village. It takes all of
Yeah.
us. So
Yes.
and it's a beautiful story. Doctor, I cannot thank you enough for saying yes and sticking through this whole ordeal. I love you so much. And kings and queens, I love you all. And thank you all for sticking with us. Is there anything else you would like to share before we close out for tonight?
Just stay encouraged, my sisters. Stay encouraged. Like you say, queens, stay encouraged. And I'm another queen. I'm your sister. I'm here. I'm a support system. I'm an advocate. And let me tell you something. You're not by yourself. You're not by yourself.
Amen. I love you, Dr.
Love you
Sherman.
as
You
well.
take care of yourself. And I love you all, kings and queens. And thank you all for sharing this video, and continue to share it. Okay. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay. We got to get those numbers up. And for those that did subscribe, thank you, thank you, thank you. And don't forget to encourage others to subscribe. I love you all. Take care of yourself. I love you, Dr. Charmaine. Peace and
Love you too as
blessing.
well. Thank
Amen.
you. Be
You're welcome.
blessed.
Bye bye.